Good evening, parents and family members of the Grade 1 students from the School of Wonder. This short presentation is to introduce you to the learning that occurs on a daily basis in your child's classroom with Miss Bell. That's me. Tonight we will be looking at the idea of literacy in the early learning setting and what it looks like for your child in my class. First of all, I want to discuss what literacy in today's society really is. And according to Amy Seeley Flint in her book Literacy in Australia, literacy in this generation has become so much more than learning to read, write and spell. See, effective literacy involves questioning our understanding of what it actually means to be literate in this generation. So literacy is no longer thought to be confined to the four walls of a classroom, but rather literacy is something that we are constantly immersed in thanks to technology. At home, you will be interacting and engaging with your children through music, reading out loud to them and then reading to you, engaging in conversation, which will sometimes even be in multiple languages, connecting through games online, group chats, TV programs and movies. In all these things and so much more, your child is already engaging in and with literacy and language. So, in my classroom, as you will see in the following slides, it is natural that my students are given many opportunities to engage with literacy on different platforms and in different styles of learning. From the moment the students of Grade 1 enter the classroom, you can expect your child to be given opportunities to engage in many formats of rich literacy, specifically designed for your child's age and development goals. Elements of learning language and literacy is blended through all subjects, ensuring that critical foundational lessons in literacy are strengthened and developed throughout the day. The National Research Council in 2007 said that the meaning of knowing has shifted from being able to remember and repeat information to being able to find and use it. So through simple daily habits such as our morning, lunchtime, afternoon prayers and the daily routines of counting out with place value how many days students have been at school, encourages students not to only grasp correct terms used, however also helps them to relate these terms to their daily life, which will deepen their understanding of the literacy that they use and learn. So each school day is centered around the inquiry model of learning, which allows students to seek out, engage and reflect on their learning. I liken this way of learning to Dora the Explorer because students are taken on a journey every day and are given many opportunities to work together and individually explore the topics and the impact that they have. As seen in this sequence of images, the lessons are structured around whole class interaction and scaffolding, which then goes to group work and then to individual work. Turn and talk practices as well as discussions ensure diversity and opportunity for different opinions and ideas to be expressed and added upon, which children will then write about in their rich task, which also acts as a form of assessment so that you and I can grasp their level of understanding and literary capabilities. In my class, the student's voice is important and is evident through their work examples. So every day the students will run through sound drills where they are encouraged to strengthen their phonetic awareness and ability to structure grammatically correct words and sentences. In stage 1, it's usual to see students spelling phonetically. For example, the word phone could be written as F-O-W-N or F-O-N. But since our school shifted our curriculum to more phonetic focus, students have been learning the correct placement of letters to form words and increase their ability to read and make sense of words. Each day in the literacy block, there is a warm-up task, which is usually phonetically based. Then there is a group scaffold reading with class discussion, and then a rich task where students are given a topic to explore and write about. Students then go to their reading groups, which are allocated on reading ability, and they work together, sometimes with the aid of additional teachers, to read through their designated text together. Vygotsky's social constructivism is highly reflected in this practice as students work together to discuss the text together and learn off each other. After reading groups, the class comes back and will work together in reading a rich text which I will have chosen and scaffolded, which will engage students in critical thinking, deepening phonetic awareness and expanding their vocabulary knowledge. First, the students are introduced to the text through the use of the projective or interactive whiteboard. They will also be told what their learning intention and success criteria is, which for us this term is always the same, so that they can understand and grow in their ability to write and read. Throughout the reading process, there is constant engagement and discussion between me and the students about what is happening in the text and what they seem to notice and learn about the text. This ensures that engagement is constant, but also that they are fully grasping what they are learning through the text. And if there are any difficulties with the language, it is brought up during the reading process so that they are able to understand what they're learning. After reading, there is a time of discussion together where students can turn and talk and really engage in what they have learned through the text together. Then after the turn and talk, there will be a time of independent writing where students will go to their tables and write in their books using a prompt and their charts to work towards completing their independent literacy goals, which are based on the use of grammatical elements, connective words, punctuation, implementing adjectives, nouns, verbs, according to their capacity level and capability level. Through these practices and so much more, we are hoping to create an atmosphere where emergent readers and emergent writers are able to be created, and so emergent literacy is able to be structured around individual learning levels and needs. Through exploring all of these processes, we are hoping that students will be able to reflect Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, which reflects the ideas of what they can do on their own, what they can do with help, and what is currently beyond their capability but they are aiming towards achieving. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this, and I hope that it has been very helpful to you, that you're able to see what's going on in the classroom, what your children are engaging in, and how they are learning and deepening their understanding of what literacy is and how they can use it every day in life. Thank you. Have a good night.